Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy, and today we are racing the 2019 FIA Manufacturers Series preseason. This is race 1 at Maggiore plus Myabi in the correct direction, I guess you could say. Not the counter direction, Myabi 2 or whatever it would be called. And we are in Group 3, and I am in the Lexus RCF. Chose Lexus again as my manufacturer. So anyway, excited to get the new season underway. I ended the last season on a high note, and I was really looking forward to hopping off on the right foot with this first race of the preseason. And you know, jumping in here, got a little practice in as far as getting lap times. I ran like a high 2:16, I believe, in my practice attempts, and was looking forward to qualifying and maybe seeing if I could start up here at the front of the grid. Now, as you just see, Gab Player just went by me not too long ago, and I'm not really thinking anything of it. I'm trying to give these guys a lot of space, looking kind of behind me a little bit right here, trying to put myself in a gap for when it's time to do the hot lap. Again, wasting way too much time burning fuel. I just want to reach through the screen and slap myself, but you'll see soon here how it does cost me. Now again, I'm backing off, trying not to eat up my front tires, trying to burn some fuel, keep the revs high, and I open it up right here because I want to get a good exit out of this corner to start my lap. So I go deep in here, try to grab a late apex and get on the throttle. I didn't do the greatest job at it, but it was good enough. I didn't spin out, came down the straight carrying pretty good speed, so I was pretty happy with that. So as I come through here, you can see the other two cars in front of me have already made it through corner 1 here at Maggiore, and you know, plenty of space. I take the corner, you know, pretty good. I'm carrying a lot of speed out, felt really good about that, and heading into the S's, hitting my spot, staying full throttle. That's what I want to do. Again, shooting for that top 10 qualifying time. Feeling really good about this right here. So coming down here through the big sweeping left-hander, I want to, like I say, keep it in tight through here. Let the throttle feather me out. And yeah, there's Gab Player. I've already caught him. I'm not even halfway through my lap, and I've caught up to him. So I'm gonna try and pass him here, thinking he'll just let me by through here. No. Now look, no, that GTR is fast too, and I'm like, no, I'm quicker through the corners. But I also, while I want to pass him, he's also trying to do a qualifying lap. I don't want to ruin his qualifying lap either. So I'm trying not to hit him. I'm trying to back off. I'm trying to kind of set up a pass without being a total jerk about it. And you know, I was kind of hoping maybe he'd just hop in behind me somewhere and get my slipstream, but I go out wide here and give him room to the inside, trying to get the undercut through here, and he's cuts back in. You know, he's honestly not, it doesn't seem to be letting me get in front of him. So again, I go out wide here and try and get a good exit out of the hairpin, which I would have if he wasn't right there in my way. So run a purple sector through this section, probably because I caught up to him through here, and I'm like, well, okay, maybe the lap won't end up that bad. And again, not able to get on that full throttle, not able to power through there like I want to because I've got a player in front of me. So I should be crossing the line right about now. I can run a 2:19 with my eyes closed all day long, and instead I get a 2:21.792. So that really hurt me through there. So to make a long story short, I did not improve upon my lap time as I didn't get in another lap time. So I ended up in 15th overall. Not happy with that, but hey, what you gonna do? You know, drop a woe and move on with your life. Let's race. right, thank you, Opera Lady. So we are ready to race. We have cast the demons aside. Let's look at the starting grid. In first, we have Force 4A with a 218.301. Second, Icicles 5, and with a 218.872. Rogue Clone in third with a 219.434. McLaren P1 2018 with a 219.508 and 16th ranked in the lobby. In fifth, we have Wabo W61. In sixth, Curtis Boys, and I should probably be around in here somewhere in the grid if I'd actually put in a decent qualifying time. Seventh, we have Sounders 09 with a 220. GT Honda Proud in eighth. Japper Y2K in ninth, also ninth ranked in the lobby. How about that? That's pretty cool. Caster 11 Pollock in 10th with a 220.944. Hazmat 88 in 11th. Ant Barn 19 in 12th. Oxen Magic in 13th with a 221.657. H2O Zip Code in 14th. And there I am, Geauxgreddy in 15th, 14th ranked in live with 227.92. Disappointed with that time, but hey, like I said, got to race, got to throw it, got to put it in your rearview mirror. Andre Sav in 17th, and Captain Awful in 18th. 19th, we have Gab Playa, who I was stuck behind in qualifying, as you can see with his 224. That was a bit of a problem for me, but you know, let's put the past in the past, and that's what I do. We'll move on and we'll race. And you know, like I said, I don't blame Gab Player for anything that happened. He was trying to put down his best lap time, and it was just unfortunate that I was behind him during that qualification. So starting off the race, I'm behind H2O in this beautiful green Lambo here, and yeah, it's actually a good place to start behind the Lambo because they're usually, you know, pretty fast on the straights. I'm probably getting some pretty good suck down this straight, and just gonna lay off a little bit, take it easy and through the first corner, and hopefully have the fast S's. So when you're racing in a group like this through these S's, they're a little hard to see, so people tend to run them a little bit slower for good reason. And you got dirty air, but these guys are in it really, really slow. Again, not trying to kill each other through there, so I can understand that. But in not ramming into them from behind, I unfortunately lost a position to Send 23 HD. And I've got the Toyota coming up my rear, so I bumped a little bit into the back of Send, but it wasn't anything big. But I'm trying to just keep it real tight here. I'm just going to come to the inside nice and easy, and gotten it a little bit in there in the corner of H2O, and Andre Saab really got into my corner panel, spun me around, and oh geez, I'm stuck in the grass. I'm over here, my zero turn. I'm like starting a garden over there. So I finally plant my petunias and put my head down, 7 seconds behind the guy in front of me. That's a long ways back, folks. So needless to say, I didn't see anyone for a long time in this race. I was feeling a little stranded and lonely by myself. It wasn't until lap 4 that I finally saw Oxen Magic up ahead. So I was like, hey, look, someone to race with. This might actually be fun instead of me just running laps by myself. And just as I'm thinking that, I see my rearview mirror Gab Plays coming through. Now, I know that he'd come in a little earlier than me to get a fresh set of tires, and he really ran me down through that last long left-hand sweeper. As you can see, I've got no right front tire left, and it just wasn't letting me stick it through there. So, you know, Gab Player on different tires, I'm not going to get in his way. I just went around to the outside, just let him through. It's all fair play through there. You know, can you try and fight someone like that? I guess you can, but you just end up slowing yourself down more than anything else. So, hey, maybe we'll catch up to him after we pit. You never know. So here we come at the around end of lap 4. I'm pitting really 1 lap late, to be honest with you, and a lot of folks coming in around me with hard tires, which makes sense. They went 4 laps. Again, my head just was out of it after that turn. Oh my goodness. My pit crew's awesome though. Thank goodness for my pit crew. If it wasn't for those guys, where would I be? I mean, I'd probably not be in 17th, I'd probably be in 20th. And there's not even 20 racers, so I'd be behind last place. I'd be last of lasts, way in the back. Heading out lap 5. Long story short, this is about what I see for the rest of this lap, going into lap 6. So lap 6, we get some action. So let's see what happens there. Picking it up, lap 6. I've actually passed someone. They got sucked off the track at some point there a while back, and I was actually able to overtake someone. So I've moved up to 17th. 3 places out of my incoming natural position of 14th. And heading through the S's, I am starting to reel in 15 and 16 here, and I'm feeling like something may come of this race just yet. Nothing. I mean, I know that I'm not going to get big points here, but you know, I'm not a quitter. Hey, winners never quit, and quitters never win. So, you know, I'm going for it. I'm going to try and get every position I can back, and I'm a race hard. I'm a race fair, and I really come in on Oxen Magic there. Broke a little bit later than him. Managed to stay out of the back side of his vehicle. I'm just trying to just stay real tight on my apexes, get some good acceleration out, and just keep reeling him in. H2O, I've caught him several times, and I know that I've got better pace than he does. He probably may be struggling on his tires just a little bit as they get into each other heading around this corner. I'm trying to pick the faster car here. I'm thinking Oxen Magic is faster. Trying to stay on his bumper. He gets the 3-second penalty for having a little side-to-side contest with H2O. And as I split the middle, H2O gives me some what for there. And they're both bumping me around. And I get a 2-second penalty. And then H2O gives me another one in the rear quarter for good measure. I'm like, what did I do to get... I was literally just driving a nice clean arc through there, not hitting anybody. And I got a 2-second penalty. But you got to deal with what you're given. And I see that H2O's in my rearview mirror. My goal now, I'm not even thinking of Oxen Magic. He's got a 3-second penalty, so pretty sure I'm going to overtake him when we come to the penalty zone. So I'm trying to put as much distance between me and H2O as I possibly can as I take an absolutely horrid last corner heading into the straight here. This is where I'm usually quicker than Oxen Magic through the section of the track, so I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to reel him in pretty quick right through here. Again, try and get on the inside on this curbing, and the tires starting to show that wear here on lap 7. As you can see, my right front about halfway gone. Right rear, left rear looking pretty good still. Left front's looking pretty good still, so not feeling terrible about my position. I can look up on the time differential and see that with each corner I'm just slowly pulling Oxen Magic back in. I want to be, in a nutshell, on the backside of his car when we hit the penalty area. He's got to hang out for another second. So that's my goal coming through here. And as we do, I can see number 14 right there. So if I had not gotten that 2-second penalty, I'm not saying I would have caught Gab player, but it would have been interesting to see if I could have caught him. But with 2-second penalty, I'm certainly not going to catch him unless he flies off the track, which he won't do. So coming around this left-hand sweeper, heading towards the hairpin. Then after that, well, here it is. We got the penalty line here. So I get past Oxen Magic here, and here comes H2O, flies by, jumps in front of me, and slams on the brakes. Then Oxen Magic goes through me and punts H2O, taking the lead back, but doesn't get a penalty for it. So I'm totally confused at this point. I'm like, how did that just happen? So I'm thinking Oxen saw us ghosted and was hoping he could get through both of us, but did not. Punted H2O, and for whatever reason, the game did not assign him a penalty. It was bizarre. I was having trouble seeing my line or even where I was because I was literally inside of Ox, and I'm sure he was super happy to have me inside of him at the time. But he definitely wasn't happy when Oxen came in and punted him from the rear. So I don't know. It was bizarre. So he's coming down the back straight. I'm not able to catch back up to Oxen Magic. I'm going to lock in my fantastic 16th place. And probably the worst result I've had since maybe Catalonia. I'm not certain. But it was not pretty, folks. This was not a good race for me. But I did enjoy it. I did learn some things. You gotta take away some positives with the negatives. So what I took away from this was just be smart with your time on your qualifications. Know your strategy before you qualify. If you know your strategy before you qualify, you're going to get a better qualifying lap. The further up you are in the grid, the better your start's going to be. So keep that in mind when you're qualifying. Just beware of that time. I wasn't, and it hurt me. And then other than that, patience. Always patience. Maybe I pressed a little too hard at the beginning of that race trying to recover some positions and put myself in a bad position, and I got punted. And maybe not. Maybe if I'd been anywhere else, I'd have still gotten knocked off. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm gonna take away something from this not so good result. Took a little hit to my DR. My SR stayed fine up there at S, so I was happy with that. No hard feelings to all these folks that I raced with. I'm sure they were just trying to race hard. I didn't. H2O looked like he might have been getting a little elbowy in there, but I didn't feel like it was anything blatant trying to knock me off the track, so no worries. Next week, or next race, not next week's race, next race is this upcoming Saturday will be at Fuji, and I've not raced Fuji, so I'm kind of see how I'll do there. Kind of excited about it. We'll put some practice in, a little better than this one, and hopefully we'll have better results. So if you liked the video, hit like. If you really liked it, hit subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and you'll come back and see more. Until next time, have a great evening.